Hello guys, it's Director Foma here. Today I want to ask the question, is gaming driving our children nuts? In other words, is gaming something which is affecting our children in a way in which it's actually affecting their mental health? So I think as parents we need to get to grips with this phenomenon, and this is a phenomenon which is a growing trend, and it's growing because children are spending a lot of their time on the screens. They are going through, they are reading their messages, they are playing games, all sorts of things. Okay, so what I would like us to look at today, and what I'd like you to contribute to, is to the question of whether or not there is something that we can do with our children. And may I hasten to say that for me, it's not even just our children, it's even some adults will fall prey to this. And so let's try to understand exactly what this thing is all about. What is this gaming issue all about? And why are we affected by it? In what other ways are we, or do we fall prey to such a phenomenon? So I'm just going to read here what the World Health Organization is saying. So the World Health Organization released a report recently. It's all over the news, but I like to get information from the horse's mouth. So what are they actually saying? Because when you read about what they have said on CNN, BBC, and other news organizations, you are getting an interpretation of what actually happened. So to avoid doing that, I'm actually going to read from their actual website. I think I will need more space here, so what I will do is try to hide some of this. Let's see if we can hide options, window, zoom, comment, scenes, overlay, sound levels. I think I'm just going to cross them out and then see what happens later. Cross these out because I need the space. I might just bring them back later. Okay. So I need this space because I'm going to blow this up, make it bigger. Then you can see from where you are. So what is gaming disorder? So I've used the word nuts, which means madness, really. But this is not madness. It's not. It's something which they call a gaming disorder. So a gaming disorder is defined in the draft 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases, ICD-11, as a pattern of gaming behavior, digital gaming or video gaming characterized by impaired control over gaming, increasing priority given to gaming over other activities to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other interests and daily activities, and continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences. Okay, so what that means is the person who is affected will continue with their gaming behavior. They'll continue to play games. They'll continue to do digital gaming. They'll continue video gaming despite the consequences or the negative consequences of the playtime which they're dedicating to the game. So if the game is affecting other normal activities such as taking a bath, such as eating, such as playing outside with other people, such as associating with their family members, such as going to school, for example. So instead of going to school, they might play games late into the night, then they are too tired to go to school, so they'll find ways. So even if all of these things are affecting the way of their daily life, even if these things negative, even according to them, even if they do realize that it's negative, they've reached a point where they cannot stop. So they continue to play the game despite all of this. Okay? Then the other thing is that for a gaming disorder to be diagnosed, the behavior pattern must be of sufficient severity to result in significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning, and would normally have been evident for at least 12 months. So you can read all about the ICD here. And then, why is gaming disorder being included in ICD-11? A decision on the inclusion of gaming disorder in ICD-11 is based on reviews of available evidence and reflect a consensus of experts from different disciplines and geographical regions that were involved in the process of technical consultations undertaken by the WHO, the World Health Organization, in the process of ICD-11 development. Okay, so again, you can read about that. Should all people who engage in gaming be concerned about developing gaming disorder? So studies suggest that gaming disorder affects only a small proportion of people who engage in digital or video gaming activities. However, people who partake in gaming should be alert to the amount of time they spend on gaming activities, particularly when it is to the exclusion of other daily activities, as well as to any changes in their physical or psychological health and social functioning that could be attributed to their pattern of gaming behavior. Okay, so I want to bring back the comments, see if there are any comments or options. Edit picture, animate, high quality. I think it's going to be on here, high quality, autoplay, recording microphone, source is that scene, show scenes windows. Okay, and then I've got the scenes back, overlays, show overlays window. I've got the overlays window. I want the comments window back. Source is that camera, microphone, overlays. I've got the overlays, so not a problem. Recording, show recordings, choose recording folder, options, stream size, Facebook options, autoplay, loop videos. Guys, I may have lost the comments and reactions. Okay, I've got that. I brought that one back. And overlays, I've got scenes, bring all to front. What else? So my little window is going to appear there, but there was something else here. What was it? Scenes, sound levels. Yeah, it was sound levels. Okay, so what do you think, guys? What do you think of this? Do you think that we are allowing our children too much time on their smartphones? Are they playing too many games? Are they spending too much time on the games? Is this something that is concerning to you? Have you seen any signs of maybe neglect in certain areas of their normal lives because they are spending so much time? Do they become angry when you ask them to do something else which is not related to gaming, and they have to leave their game and do something else, which I think you should be encouraging your children to at least do certain chores or do certain activities around the house without using their mobile phones at some point, because it can become quite addictive, and you don't want them to develop a mental health condition based on the over-reliance on these digital mobile devices. But at the same time, you also want them to experience these digital devices because it's a new way of communication and they need to be involved. Okay, you don't want to deny them a tool just because you are concerned about the negative consequences, because to every technological innovation there is the good and the bad. Technology is a double-edged sword, which means you can either do a lot of good with it or you can do a lot of bad with it. So I think we need to educate them more than just placing sanctions on the children. Instead of just placing sanctions, I think it's important that we understand, for example, how this addiction comes about. And a lot of people might actually have the same problem, but maybe not with video games, but maybe with social media, for example. There is a condition now, I think it's called vibrate or something, whereby you feel as if your phone is vibrating when it has not vibrated, because you are anticipating that someone is going to send you a message or a notification is going to come through your phone, and that this notification is something that you want to look at. So what I actually do on my phone, for example, I disable a lot of notifications, okay, so that my phone is not trying to get my attention throughout the day. So if I'm busy working on something and I cannot attend to my phone, I'll just either put it on silent or on airplane mode so that no notifications are coming in. Then I can focus on whatever else I need to do. Otherwise, especially WhatsApp is the worst culprit, because WhatsApp will continue to, sometimes you go there and you've got 500 unread messages, 1,000 unread messages. Just a few hours of not going on WhatsApp in those groups, you will find that there are so many messages waiting. Okay, so it's so unless you can control the way that you're using your own device, it's doing exactly the same thing, is getting you addicted to it. And the science behind this is that there is this immediate gratification from consuming the source of the attention. So consuming social media timelines is something, scrolling up and down, that is something which, and the reason you're scrolling up and down is because you're looking for something that is really going to interest you. So a lot of the things which are on our timelines are really not interesting to us, and so we keep on scrolling until we get to what we want. So another thing you can do is to try and put filters on your timeline so that you only get certain information. Otherwise, if you just get almost about everything, it just wastes your time throughout the day. Okay, and then the other thing is that gaming theory, the people who make games, for example, these people who are making games have actually denied that they are designing them so that they become addictive. And the reason they deny this is because they need to make money out of it. So they don't want to appear as if they are making a contribution to the health or to the poor health which may develop as a result of their games being used by our children. So they will deny that. But there is no way that they are going to make a game and then discourage the players from playing it. So every game is designed to be as addictive as possible. And the way this happens is that there are chemicals which allow information which are produced so that information can flow through the brain. And one of these chemicals is called dopamine. So if not enough, if a lot of dopamine is being produced all the time because of the addiction to, or because of over-reliance on video games, because you're playing these video games quite a lot, it means that the body then begins to crave for this dopamine once you stop playing the video games. Okay, so because it craves for more dopamine, you're more likely to want to play the game. And the other thing as well is that the game itself is made to be addictive it's made so that you want to keep on playing it because there is immediate gratification. So you're given points for the time that you're spending, for the playing that you're doing, and because you're getting these points, okay, so even if you die, for example, the game ends, you can always start a new game. You start getting points. Some of these games can even carry over points from your previous playing time, just on the day or even over time, so you continue to accumulate points, okay. And so it's immediate gratification because you're getting immediate results, and the brain likes that. The brain likes to get immediate gratification, so which is why we continue playing a game, okay. It's like watching a series that you like on Netflix or on television, and if it's a series, you are more likely to continue watching it because it's giving you some kick, it's giving you something which is good for the brain, because the brain is producing these chemicals as a result of the consumption that it is taking part in, okay. So another example I can give is something called these store cards that you're given by a supermarket, some of these supermarkets, they'll give, or petrol station, they'll give you a card so that there's a shop here called Morrison's, so they'll give you something called the Morrison's Miles card. So I think it's changed its name now, it's something else. But what this card will do is that with this card, every time you buy fuel or you buy groceries from the shop, you're given these points, okay. And once you've got some of these points, at some point in the future, you will get a £5 voucher. Okay, so you're buying fuel, you're buying groceries, but you're earning points. And once you've earned these points, and they reach maybe to 5,000 points or something like that, you are given a £5 voucher, which you can go and spend in the shop. So it's gaming theory because you are anticipating that you will get something out of it. Okay, you will get some money at some point in the future as a result of you using this card, purchasing from the shop. Obviously, it makes you want to go back to the shop because you know that you're going to earn some points. So it's all part of game theory. So every time you buy something, you get points. The points accumulate, and eventually you get £5 and you spend the £5, and then you continue to buy from the shop. So it's all part of game theory, okay. So gaming is designed to be addictive, no two ways about it. But according to the World Health Organization here, we can see how this could be a problem, because it can become a mental health condition, especially with gaming. It can become a mental health position which may require medical attention. It may require that you take some medication, okay, especially in severe cases. But like the article has said, it is not everyone who is going to be susceptible to this, okay. So the other articles, for example, this one written in 2018 in March, has dopamine got us hooked on tech? So it explains some of the reasons why tech, for example, Facebook has been designed to become addictive. I mean, just look at how many times you check your Facebook, and a lot of people are now getting their news from Facebook. So it's no longer they saw this article on the CNN or BBC website, or they watched it on Fox News. They would have watched it on YouTube. They would have watched it on Facebook. Okay, so these guys are also becoming sources of dopamine, of where you can get your dopamine. Okay, so gambling is one of them. Addiction by design, gambling. So there's a lot, but today we just wanted to talk about whether or not you agree that the World Health Organization has said that gaming is becoming or has become a disorder. Okay, so that's it for this that's it for today, for this live stream. I don't want to make it too long because it's just a short discussion. So I'm gonna post this on YouTube as usual. As soon as it's done, it's going to post on YouTube. If there are any comments, if you put them in the comment section, I'll be able to respond to them. If you're watching later on YouTube, you can also do the same, comment, and then I will be able to respond to as many comments as possible. At this point, I will respond to every comment, unless the comment is obviously, some of the comments that we get may not really, so it depends on how you comment basically, because we just need to remember that we are talking to other people. So if it was in real life and you say something that people don't like, you're most likely not to get a response. So it's the same thing online. And please do not get addicted to my videos and do not get addicted to social media. Remember, okay, that it is a tool for communication. So as long as you're communicating, it's better, but avoid just consuming and consuming and consuming and just becoming addicted. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.